In Leaders Eat Last, Simon Sinek explores the role of leadership in fostering trust, cooperation, and long-term success within organizations. Drawing on insights from biology, anthropology, and corporate case studies, Sinek argues that the key to effective leadership is creating an environment in which people feel safe, valued, and empowered to contribute their best efforts. At the heart of this concept is the idea that leaders should prioritize the well-being of their teams, ensuring that everyone thrives together rather than promoting a culture of self-interest. Sinek compares leadership to that of military officers who ensure their soldiers are taken care of first, often by literally eating last, a metaphor that guides much of his philosophy on what makes a great leader. Key themes and learning points. 1. The circle of safety. One of the central themes of Leaders Eat Last is the circle of safety. This concept refers to an environment in which employees feel safe from internal threats like workplace politics, backstabbing, or fear of being fired. In a circle of safety, trust is paramount, and individuals know that their leaders are looking out for their best interests. Sinek argues that when people feel secure within this circle, they are free to focus on opportunities and challenges outside the organization, such as competitors or market changes, without the distraction of internal strife. In contrast, when leaders fail to create this sense of security, employees are more likely to become defensive, protect their own interests, and lose focus on collective goals. In the worst cases, this can lead to toxic cultures where stress, anxiety, and selfishness dominate. 2. The role of biology in leadership. Sinek frequently references biology to explain why certain leadership behaviors create better results. He discusses the role of 4 primary chemicals, endorphins, dopamine, serotonin, and oxytocin, in shaping human behavior, particularly in social environments like the workplace. Endorphins and dopamine are associated with individual achievement and personal gratification. They are the selfish chemicals that motivate people to accomplish tasks, meet goals, and overcome physical or mental barriers. While these are important in keeping people driven, Sinek warns against over-reliance on these chemicals because they can lead to burnout and a competitive, self-centered work culture. And serotonin and oxytocin, on the other hand, are the leadership chemicals. Serotonin is associated with pride, status, and the feeling of being valued by others, which helps strengthen the bond between leaders and their teams. Oxytocin is the chemical of love, trust, and connection, released when people feel cared for and appreciated. Together, these chemicals promote feelings of camaraderie, trust, and mutual support within an organization. Effective leaders, according to Sinek, understand how to create environments that stimulate the release of serotonin and oxytocin, fostering cooperation, trust, and loyalty. When people feel supported and valued, they are more likely to go the extra mile for the organization, which leads to greater long-term success. 3. Leadership and sacrifice. The book's title is derived from a military tradition where officers eat after their soldiers, symbolizing the leader's role as a servant to their team. This principle of leadership through sacrifice is a key takeaway from Sinek's work. Great leaders prioritize the needs of their people above their own desires, ensuring that their teams have the resources, support, and encouragement they need to succeed. By putting the team first, leaders earn trust, respect, and loyalty. Sinek contrasts this with self-serving leaders who prioritize their own rewards, power, or success over the well-being of their teams. In such environments, morale quickly deteriorates, and people start looking out for themselves rather than working collaboratively toward shared goals. 4. Trust as the foundation of leadership. One of the key messages in Leaders Eat Last is that trust is the foundation of strong leadership and successful organizations. Sinek stresses that trust cannot be commanded or coerced. It must be earned through consistent, selfless actions that demonstrate a leader's commitment to their team's well-being. Building trust starts with empathy. Leaders need to understand and appreciate the challenges their team members face and be willing to support them, even in difficult times. Sinek cites numerous examples of leaders who made personal sacrifices to support their teams, thereby earning deep, lasting trust and loyalty. He contrasts this with leaders who foster fear and competition, which lead to toxic cultures where people are unwilling to cooperate or take risks. 5. The importance of long-term thinking. Sinek critiques the modern business environment's obsession with short-term gains, such as quarterly earnings reports or immediate shareholder satisfaction. He argues that effective leaders focus on long-term goals and sustainable success, even if it means making short-term sacrifices. A long-term perspective allows leaders to invest in their people, develop lasting relationships, and create an environment where employees are motivated to contribute to the organization's success over the long haul. In environments that prioritize short-term wins, employees often feel pressured to focus on immediate results, even at the expense of ethical behavior, well-being, or collaboration. This ultimately leads to burnout, turnover, and weakened organizational resilience. 6. Corporate case studies. Throughout the book, Sinek provides real-world examples of companies that embody the principles of leadership he advocates. One example is Barry Waymiller, a manufacturing company that transformed its corporate culture by putting people first. The company's leaders implemented policies that prioritized employee well-being, fostered collaboration, and created a strong sense of community. As a result, employee engagement, satisfaction, and productivity soared, proving that a people-first approach leads to better business outcomes. Conversely, Sinek also highlights examples of companies where leadership failures led to catastrophic results, such as Enron. He explains how Enron's leadership fostered a culture of greed, competition, and deceit, which ultimately led to its downfall. These case studies provide tangible evidence of how leadership styles directly impact organizational success or failure. 7. The courage to lead. Sinek emphasizes that effective leadership requires courage. Courage to make tough decisions, stand up for your team, and sometimes go against the grain of short-term thinking. Leaders who eat last are not afraid to make personal sacrifices for the greater good, whether that means foregoing bonuses to avoid layoffs, supporting struggling employees, or resisting the pressure to prioritize profits over people. True leadership, Sinek concludes, is about fostering environments where people feel safe, valued, and empowered to do their best work. When leaders are willing to put the needs of their teams before their own, they cultivate trust, loyalty, and long-term success. Conclusion. Leaders Eat Last provides a compelling argument for why great leadership is built on trust, sacrifice, and a commitment to the well-being of the team. Simon Sinek's blend of biology, case studies, and leadership philosophy offers valuable insights into how leaders can create environments where people thrive. The book is a call for leaders to think beyond short-term gains and personal success, and instead focus on fostering cooperation, trust, and long-term resilience in their organizations.